Hey, everybody. Welcome to Drunkard's Walk, the podcast. My name is Matt Hartman. I am one of your hosts for this wonderful walk through Wikipedia. And of course, your other host is, as always, Jethro Nolan.
Hi, everybody. That's me.
Jethro, it's good to be back on here with you.
It's delightful to be here with you, as always, Matthew. I don't know what I'd do without you. I mean, I would soldier on. I would make it through. I've got contingency plans in place. I already have a list of people I'd replace you with. So
that's a great idea. I actually have a list as well. One of the people I put on my list is my wife, Emma Hartman, who's right here.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Hi.
There she is. She's going to be part of the podcast today as well, Jethro.
It's funny.
She's on my list of people I'd replace you with too. Yeah.
Like,
oh, and he's on your list of, wow, this is great. This is upsetting and great.
You know, Kristy, it's the three of us, right? Like Kristy, because
Kristy would definitely be involved. Kristy, my wife, is here as well.
Hello.
Oh, she is.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Kristy.
Matt, I'm going to put you on my list just because I feel bad.
Oh, wow. Now I'm being added. This it's like going to be written in. Everything else is typed and there's like crayon.
It's on
the pity list.
Yeah. No, perfect. It's there. You're there. You're on.
I'll take what I can get. That's fine. I don't mind too much. Well, this is great. Folks, if you've listened to previous seasons of Drunkard's Walk, you know that we generally have a couple episodes where we invite our wives to come on, and they are gracious enough to say yes. So we're doing that again here tonight, and we're going to do it a little different, though, this time.
How?
Yeah, so in the past, it's been Jethro and I walking, and then Emma and Kristy do a walk. But this time, Emma and I are going to do the walk together, and Jethro and Kristy are going to do a walk for you next week.
Hartman's v. Nolan's.
Yeah, and we're going to see who gets there. So instead of us predicting the number, Jethro and I, we will get our win from just who gets there in the shorter number of links. Yeah,
it's different in so many ways.
Yeah,
why wouldn't we do the prediction?
Because what would we predict? You're going to predict how many you take, and I'm going to predict how many I take. That doesn't make any sense.
What about?
No, fair enough. All right. So whichever couple gets there in the fewest number of links is the winner.
That's right. Exactly. But in order to get there, we have to have a there. And
it's true.
So we have brought along with us none other than my good friend from high school, Ryan Wanner, back to give us another topic. Ryan, how you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic this evening. It is a pleasure to be back with everyone this evening, and it feel like a bonus. I mean, I sort of feel like a fifth wheel, but I feel like a great fifth wheel here this evening. It's such a pleasure to meet everyone, and happy to be back. Well,
we're happy to have you. The last time we saw you, you gave us a topic of postmodern jukebox, and if listeners of the show will remember, that was a struggle for us. We took wrong turns left and right. Boy, we just didn't know what we were doing, man. But you know, that's not on you. Obviously that is on us because we should.
No, I mean, to be fair, part of it's probably on Ryan.
Really?
I feel like he bears some responsibility. Right?
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Cool. All right. Good. I mean, I don't want to make this contentious right off the bat.
No. All right. Well, okay. Well, we'll just we'll take it at that. But yeah, so you know, folks might remember. I know you from high school. We graduated together back in 1996. Did some theater together as well. And what are you up to these days? I doubt are you doing a lot of theater right now?
I do the theater of life with the crazy household that I live in, but no actual performing outside of. I think the last time I said the only time I sing is every chance I get to embarrass my children.
Right.
So children, that's what I'm up to today. I mean, I'm gainfully employed thanks to your podcast from last time.
Congratulations.
went back to work after being off for a little while. And, but even during that time, I was busy with the kids. So the kids and the wife and my wife, Jessica, who is not here today. She's at a show, seeing some great music this evening. They keep me busy. I coach my son's hockey team. He played 2 hockey teams. He's a goalie. He also coaches a hockey team this year. So he's quite a busy kid. And my girls, they keep me busy. They do different things. They've ventured into aerial silks, which is sort of the Cirque du Soleil kind of things that you see going on. It's, gut wrenching for me to walk up there and see them climb some, drapery hanging from, and then, seem like they're plummeting to their doom only to catch themselves 2 feet from the floor. I have a couple sips of a cocktail before I head out to watch any of their shows for that. But they keep me busy. So let me not make it sound like I don't get to do anything for myself. I certainly do. I enjoy cooking quite a bit. And when we get to it, the topic today kind of came out from that hobby that I have now.
Oh, well, what an excellent segue. Take us into it, man. What does this have to do with cooking? What are we going to be going for tonight?
So tonight, I chose another common subject for you. I think this is my third time suggesting something, 100 Acre Wood, Postmodern Jukebox. And now a hobby that I enjoy is cooking. And one thing I love to smoke on my grill is a brisket. So we will be going to brisket as your destination this evening.
Wow. Well, there we go. Brisket. That's a good one. And there's a Wikipedia page that's just brisket. It's not like beef brisket or anything in particular. It's just brisket.
Just brisket.
Oh, okay. All right. And you chose this one because is it your favorite thing to make, or is it just one of a myriad of meats that you like to prepare?
It probably is one of my favorites that I do now. I do have a myriad of things that I like to go to, but I like to do the brisket. It's a long, slow process that kind of takes me all day. I get to enjoy some drinks while I'm sitting around the smoker watching this brisket slowly smoke away and take this fantastic flavor in. And then different types. I mean, we've done bison brisket, beef brisket, and then we use it in different ways. A friend of mine and I got into this hobby, and we both got pellet smokers, and they're great because they're all digital. It's kind of like the Ron Popeil old infomercials late at night. Magic Chef set it and forget it. You put the time on, you put your temperature on, then you throw a temperature probe into the meat, plug it into your phone with Bluetooth now. Amazing technology, huh? And then you just kind of watch it, and when it's ready, it'll let you know. So
wow,
we enjoy it. We've done our favorite thing with brisket is the brisket barbecue.
Okay, what is that?
I see that intrigued face. So what we do is we smoked a brisket, and we chopped it up nice and small. We took a waffle cone, put some mac and cheese in the bottom of the waffle cone, a little bit of brisket in the middle, some baked beans on the top, and then lather that with a little bit of extra barbecue sauce, and you have yourself the barbecue cone.
Wow. Oh man, wow. It gave me heartburn.
That's good.
Just the thought of it. There's that heartburn.
There you go.
Oh, it made me hungry, man. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's a great like camping. It's a hand food. So
sure. How often are you having barbie cones?
We save that for our special occasions. Maybe when we take a weekend away camping, we have a portable smoker that we with us to be able to smoke the brisket. But other than that, it's your pretty standard brisket. You just try different flavors, try different rubs, see how much you can mess it up or how well you can perfect it. It's quite a challenge. It's about an hour per pound that it takes you to smoke and cook this brisket. So if you got a 12-pound brisket, you're probably somewhere between 12 and 15 total hours for preparing. And so it keeps you anticipating and waiting to get to that final product. And if you mess it up, boy, you cry pretty hard. But if you perfect it, you cry just as hard, joy, because it's absolutely delicious.
Sure, absolutely. Well, that sounds amazing. And this sounds like a delicious topic to venture off to here. Jethro, do you have any questions about this topic before we kind of move on and try?
I mean,
to do
mostly my questions revolve around like brisket recipes because, as you know, this is a secret that I haven't really shared with the people, but I've been doing the keto.
Oh, have you?
So I've been eating quite a lot of the meats, but I have yet to prepare any brisket.
It's on our list, though.
It's on our lisket to
your lisket for brisket.
I don't want to say anything prematurely here, babe, but
don't.
We have a whole life of meat eating.
Oh, that we're going to be so we should have no
here.
problem getting there over these.
That's true.
But there's I mean, I don't want to brag, but there's nobody with the zeal of the newly converted. So you guys are bored with meat because you've had it for so long, whereas we are relatively new to the meats. So we are
back in the game.
Sure,
we're like
sure.
The newly converted religious zealot.
Well, it's gonna be a race for sure. I have no doubt. Now, I do have to ask quickly, though, Ryan, are you having a drink tonight as you speak with us?
I am having a drink. And speaking of the bison brisket that I prepared and put into the barbecue, I'm drinking some Buffalo Trace straight Kentucky bourbon.
Oh, very nice, very nice. That is a classic. I am drinking bourbon tonight as well, which probably won't surprise too many people. I'm having one. This is a new one for me, but I thought it was appropriate since my wife was joining me. It's called Widow Jane. It's been aged 10 years, and I don't know. It felt appropriate.
Is it because
do you have some news for us?
Yeah.
I mean, there's around about a 10-year difference between the two of us. My middle name is Jane.
Right. So,
am I soon to be a widow?
Just all fit together.
Dark.
Great.
We like it's
I recently just took out a huge life insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
And also I may stop in the middle of the episode to go tap dance at the top of our staircase. As Kristy has repeatedly encouraged me to do.
Oh, it's so much fun. Get right to the edge.
I mean, if he kicks the bucket,
please don't. We're not going to. Can we just not talk about? All right,
tasty life.
We're not even talking about life insurance now. Are you drinking anything?
I am drinking
champagne.
tea.
Apparently,
tea. Yeah. Well, she will be soon.
Oh yeah,
champagne and caviar dreams. What about you, Nolans? You have anything tonight?
Kristy was rather hurriedly summoned up here after her husband mentioned like a month ago that we're doing the wife podcast on the 20th, and then she like got back from Ann Arbor like 3 seconds before this podcast began, so she didn't have time to get a drink together.
Sure. I'll be drinking later. I'll text you later what I'm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But
how I'm drunk.
I planned ahead, and I do have a Woodford Reserve bourbon, which always a standard for me.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, there you go. Well, Ryan, again, thank you so much for coming back on, man. It's always good to see you. And thank you for this brisket suggestion. And we will hopefully talk to you again soon.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. Good luck with it. Hopefully there's not as many wrong turns this evening. I have faith you guys will get there.
We'll see. There's since we'll both be going on the journey, there's a chance for twice as many wrong turns. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh no.
Well, best of luck this evening.
Thanks a lot, man. Take care.
Thanks, Ryan.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So little bit of a different thing than you were expecting to hear, folks. You're expecting to hear me and Emma take a walk from now I've forgotten how this is even pronounced. Hachiko to Brisket. Unfortunately, the audio that was recorded for that is unusable. It is not a good quality audio. Maybe I'll play you a little clip here. All right. Well, Ryan is gone, and so are the Nolans. We didn't even say goodbye to them. We just kind of hung up and left. Hopefully, Jethro knows that we are starting at Hachiko.
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible.
You could hear how bad that was.
Yeah.
So we're not using that. And instead, what we're doing is a little bit of a kind of a postmortem of the walk. So Jethro's here with me.
Hello.
As you could hear.
Hello.
All right. And we're going to talk a little bit about the walk that Emma and I did go on, so that next week, when you hear about what Jethro and Kristy have done, you'll be able to compare. and see kind of what happened. So we're recording this after, obviously. We're going to go about this as though neither of us know what happened on Jethro's walk with Kristy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Although presumably the audio quality was stellar and usable.
Well, I can back that up. That is absolutely the truth.
All right, good.
We won't talk about content right now.
I feel I feel like you owe Emma a big apology and perhaps some sort of marital reparations for messing up her episode. She only gets to do this one episode a season, and I feel like she's really gotten the short end of the stick on this.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And Em, if you're listening to this, I owe you one.
There we go.
So you can write down one of those little coupons, and we'll put it up on the refrigerator, and I'll owe you one.
That's adorable. So Matt, let's start at Hachiko and like put me into the mind of the Hartmans. Like, was it a pleasant walk?
Yeah.
Did you agree on a lot of stuff? Like walk me through your process.
Yeah. So I'll drunkards walk you through it here. We definitely we were pretty agreeable on most of the stuff here. Although I will tell you that on this first page, we had a little bit of trouble coming up with where we were going to go. We looked at a whole bunch of different things, and we talked about the fact that like, this is brisket we're trying to get to. Is there some kind of like food? Is there like, do the Japanese have brisket? Do they cook brisket? I don't know. I'm not sure. We're in Japan here, but really this page didn't have food on it. And so instead we started looking and thinking about like, well, maybe what if we could get into like dog food? Because dog food is made of meat and brisket is meat. And, sure enough, on this page, there is a link for dog, right? So that's what we took. We said, let's just go to dog. Right up at the top, Japanese Akita dog, and dog was there. So we said, do it, let's go. So we ventured off to dog.
All right. So we'll go ahead and click on dog here. Do you recall, was that your idea? Was that Emma's idea?
To click on dog, I don't really recall. I want to say that we were both kind of on the same page with that, but let's say it was Emma's idea. I owed her one, so there we go. Now we're even. So it was Emma's idea, and so we went into dog, and we thought, okay, well, dogs also are carnivores, so meat.
This is true.
Might be on this page, right? So we could just get into meat. Well, here's the weird thing. They do talk about it being a member of the order Carnivora. They do talk about the fact that they eat meat, but as it turns out, they're not carnivores; they're omnivores. Did you know that?
I did know that because I own 2 dogs, and I watch them eat grass all the time. And I will say that in the case of my 2 dogs, Ozzy and Hamilton, they're rather picky omnivores in that there are certain like if Hamilton puts a carrot in his mouth, he will spit it out untouched. He will not chew or swallow. So they don't eat all vegetables, and they certainly have a preference for meat stuffs. But there are some non-meat things that they will willingly eat.
Well, there you go. So also My 2 Dogs, one of my favorite Nick at Night shows. So we were looking through here for meat, and we weren't coming up with much or with mutt. Yeah. Because it's dogs.
You son of a bitch. The diet section of the dog page is like 2 sentences. It's very, 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 very short.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And at one point we actually found, and I think it was on this page, we were like, oh, food. Oh, there it is. Food. There we go. As a dog meat is consumed. Oh no. And this is a section about eating dogs, which we weren't too particularly pleased about. So, we kind of got through that, and we kept looking and how are we going to get to brisket out of this? And we did find, and I'd mentioned dog food earlier, which maybe in looking at my sheet here, maybe we weren't actually thinking about dog food. Perhaps we were only thinking about meat to get out of here. But we were lucky enough to find down at the bottom, there's like a listing they're not even categories. They're just other links out. There's a thing for human dog. Oh no, I'm sorry. Health. It was health, dog health, and dog food is linked on there.
Also, so dog food is also linked under the diet section.
Okay. Well, there you go.
See also dog food. Although I will point out, and again, this is your and Emma's walk. I'm not here to tell you what you should do or shouldn't do. But if we're trying,
it's already been done. That's the thing. I'm not doing this now.
I guess I'm just telling you, I'm not here to second guess you. But if I were, I will point out that under cultural importance, that there is a section on Jewish law, explicitly saying does not prohibit keeping dogs and other pets. So given that brisket famously is a Jewish dish, Jewish law might be another possibility out of this, since we are trying to get to brisket. But it's not the one you took.
No, it's certainly a possibility. I guess I sort of maybe wish we had seen that. Maybe, I don't know. Because I don't know for sure that would have gotten us into, I guess, Jewish law to Jewish food to Jewish. Yeah, maybe it could have worked out. But we weren't thinking along those lines. We were thinking more along the food, specifically food lines, meat lines, when to get to meat. And we thought dog food, that's going to have some kind of meat involved. So let's get to dog food. So we did. We clicked on dog food, and we headed on to this page about dog food. I mean, that's what it is. And I'll tell you what, a long page, a very long page.
Here's a great deal of information on here.
Indeed. And now we're very focused on meat. We want to get to meat. We've got to find meat. So probably because of that, we avoided looking at some other things that could have been possible paths out of here. I see leftovers. I see, some different things on here that might have also been paths out, but we were looking for meat. So we examined closely. We were looking around, we're trying to find meat. And sure enough, there's canned food with shredded meat, right? But meat's not linked there. And so you keep looking to try to find meat. And finally, like there's a meat and bone meal, which is a particular meat product.
It's right under content. There's offal.
Yep.
There's
offal.
Animal byproducts.
Yeah. They were awful animal byproducts. But we kept looking for, there's the Meat Inspection Act, but we really thought we could get meat out of here. And sure enough, we did find a link to uncooked meat, which then takes you to raw meat. And after staying on the page for a little while and really examining it, we felt that was going to be the best way to go. And so that's what we did. We clicked on uncooked meat or raw meat.
And where is uncooked meat linked?
So it is under the types of diets section and the raw dog diet. Raw dog.
Raw dog. Not, of course, referring to sex without a condom, which is an entirely different type of thing.
Yeah. Also not referring to the Sirius XM comedy, stand-up comedy channel that has more adult content on it. Raw dog comedy. No. This is the raw dog menu, I guess. I don't know exactly how to explain it.
All right. So under raw dog diet, there is a list of uncooked meat as a link, which takes you to raw meat, which is a type of meat, specifically the type of meat that has not been cooked.
It is specifically that. And so we thought from here, perhaps there would be links to beef. That's specifically what we were trying to. In fact, that's what we were sort of hoping for through much of this search. We thought even dog might link us into beef, just because it would be part of that.
Now, there is a section that says beef, poultry, and seafood on the raw meat page.
There absolutely is a great section, a section that I was very excited about until I discovered that beef not linked in there.
Wow, it's mentioned. Under common bacteria, there's a section that says beef.
Yep.
But absolutely not linked.
Yeah, you betcha. And in fact, beef is mentioned several times on this page. It is never linked. So at that point, we were kind of in a tough spot because there was steak tartare was mentioned, which is a type of beef.
It is.
So it was like, well, maybe steak tartare is going to be the way to go here. We didn't follow it. We decided that wasn't the right thing to do because at this point I was starting to panic. All right. We had gone through 1, 2, 3. We were on our third link. And I knew that our average was like 5. And so like the fact that we weren't even close yet and we gone through 3, I thought, oh my gosh, we got to do something. We got to shake it up. You have to break the rules.
You got to do something desperate. So
I have to do something that Jethro would do. And this is specifically what I said. Because Emma pointed out to me that at the bottom of this page, there was a category listing for meat.
Oh no,
and I said,
you didn't, Matt. You didn't.
I said, I hate the categories. I'm not going to take the categories, but wait, that's what Jethro would do. And he's doing this right now. And so if I don't do it, he's going to win.
You know what?
So I did it.
I
compromised my principles.
You clicked on a category link? Oh, wow.
I did.
The only way that could have been more a violation of your inner principles is if there had been a place like Brisket, California that you clicked on and taken a geographic route.
Yeah, but I didn't. Instead, I clicked on the category meat, which made me feel dirty, but I did do it. And I thought, all right, well, from the category meat, certainly out of meat, come on, we're going to get to brisket's going to be on here. It's meat, brisket's a type of meat. It's going to be on here. So you start to look through here and there's subcategories at the top of the page. There's pages in category meat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're all alphabetical, Jethro.
They are.
And when you look at them, you notice that under B for the subcategories, brand name meats. And when you look under B for the pages in the category meat, you've got boneless meat and bush meat.
Ooh.
Brisket is not on here.
It is not.
And even if you look in the subcategories, which have little drop downs, there's like a subcategory for meat by animal. There's offal is here again, sausages, smoked meat. No, can't click that. Doesn't go anywhere. There's no drop down is what I'm saying. There's no menu on it. Canned meat, brand name meats. No. There's nothing here that's going to get me into brisket, except I see a subcategory for beef. Oh my God. Thank God. Let's expand it. Let's take a look. Beef cattle breeds, beef dishes, cuts of beef, veal. These are all subcategories.
Indeed.
So at this point, it's kind of it's a little bit of a coin flip, right? Beef dishes, certainly possible. Oh, it's a drop down also. And no, it's not there. Beef dishes by country, beef sandwiches, beef steak dishes, hamburgers, pho, raw beef dishes. Yeah, it's not there. Okay, but I could click on beef dishes, might help me. There's 173 pages linked there. I know that. Cuts of beef, there's 46 pages linked there. Could be. But we thought, no, this beef with 4 categories and 58 pages, that's the way to go. Not beef dishes with 173 pages, which if I had noticed that it even had this notation here, I probably would have clicked on that, but I didn't. Instead, we picked beef. So we did it. We went to beef, the subcategory of beef. And when you come into the subcategory of beef, you go down to the pages in the category of beef. And lo and behold, my friend.
There it is.
Under B, brisket, parentheses, Jewish dish. Ho, ho, we found it.
That is amazing.
We've done it. We've made it. So you click on it, you go in there.
Yeah, Matt, I do see that you've gotten to brisket, the Jewish dish.
That's right.
I feel like you perhaps may be celebrating a tad prematurely because
why is that?
I believe that the suggestion as given was brisket itself, the cut of meat, not the Jewish dish specifically.
How could there possibly be a difference?
Because if you'll notice that in the brisket Jewish dish Wikipedia page that there is a sentence there that at the top, brisket is a popular dish of braised beef brisket in Ashkenazic Jewish cuisine. So,
oh, good Lord.
Brisket is linked to the cut of meat, which was our destination, rather than the Jewish dish, which is a dish that uses the cut of meat, which is our we've got ourselves a Comoro Islands / Comoro currency situation here.
We do. Well, I'm going to tell you what, Jethro, we definitely thought we were done with brisket Jewish dish. So much so that I think you'll find that next week, when we all come back together to discuss this, we're going to tell you that it took us 6 links to get to brisket, because we thought brisket Jewish dish. We didn't think that there was a differentiation. We didn't know that there was a difference. So we're going to tell you next week. You're going to hear us say that it was 6 links, but Jethro, it should have been 7.
It should have been 7. Wow.
So I apologize for future me, for past future me, for future past. Well, anyway, I did it wrong, and I'm sorry. And apologies to you and to Kristy for what we told you. So there you go. That was the journey that we took. I do want to go back real quickly here, though, because I'm curious. If I had clicked on beef dishes under the subcategories, I wonder if, let me just look real quick and see. No, brisket's not listed at all on beef dishes. Whew.
I feel like,
thank goodness.
I feel like going under Jewish law is the right place to go.
You want to take a look? Let's take a look. Let's see if Jewish law would have gotten us there. So that was under dog. Is that where that was?
Yes, it was under dog.
Dog, and you said you saw Jewish law.
It's down at the bottom there.
Jewish law. Where do you remember? Do you know what section it was in the bottom?
Yes, it was under cultural importance.
Oh, there it is. Cultural importance. So Jewish law. I see. Oh, Jewish law. There it is. Okay. So Jewish law. So if I click on Jewish law, so that replaces my raw meat. Okay. So Jewish law to, what are we looking for in there? Some sort of reference to eating. To food.
I would think. I don't know if you're a big fan of the Old Testament or the Torah, as it's sometimes called.
A big fan.
Sorry.
I know it exists.
There we go. That qualifies. I feel like that a lot of the early Talmudic teaching has to do with what is okay to eat and what is not. The kosher rules. Sure. Definitely might be something out of here that links to that, which gets us to permissible foodstuffs.
Okay. So we're probably looking for a link to kosher or to even potentially Jewish dishes, right?
Yeah. There is a link to Ashkenazi Jews, which, given that we already know that brisket is listed as an Ashkenazic Jewish dish, there could be a brisket link there.
Well, possibly. There's certainly no way that we would have known that then, though. I will tell you that we do not have that much knowledge of the Jewish faith to have known that. So certainly that wouldn't have helped us personally. I'm not saying it might have been helpful to you, and perhaps this is something that you do next week. So I don't want to talk too much about it, because I don't know what you've done.
It's a fair point,
or so I'm saying.
So Matt, I feel like we've done an excellent job of making lemonade out of the lemons in terms of the technical difficulties. But I can't help but feel sorry for the listener who was deprived of the joy of hearing Emma's voice and Emma's perspective shared on the podcast. And I feel like that we need to find a way to make it up to Emma and to the listener by making sure she's appropriately featured, because she's a lovely person with a refreshing perspective that is not yours or mine. And so it's always nice to include her. But I do appreciate you walking me through the path that you took. And I'm eager to see, like, maybe Kristy and I took the exact same route. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Maybe Kristy and I took a meandering path that took far longer. Maybe we took shorter. I don't know. And I'm excited to find out along with the listener.
That's right. And you will indeed find out if you tune in next week. So if you're listening now, please make sure you listen next week to find out who did better. We took 7 links, but as I said, we will say 6 when we discuss, so the listener can, take that into account when they're listening. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see what we can figure out. And for next year, what we're going to do and how we can make up for lost episodes, so to speak.
There we go.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening to Drunkard's Walk. A big thank you to Jesse Lee for our theme music and Nick Jaramillo for our artwork. Also a big thank you to our guest, Ryan Wanner, and our wives for being part of this episode. Part 2 of this episode will air next week. Don't worry, the audio on that one is all good to go. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, please give us a rating or review on iTunes. Head over to Patreon and look up Drunkard's Walk Podcast and join our Patreon to donate a little bit of money to keep us going. Send us an email if you like. We'd love to have you on as a guest if you have an idea for a destination, so keep in touch. We'll talk to you soon. This is Overtime. Each week, I'll give you a little extra knowledge about something that happened in the past during the week of our release. This week, we look at the week of November 16th, and I'm going to take you back to November 16th, 1974. On November 16th, 1974, you may have heard this sound. This was something known as the Arecibo message, and it was sent from the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico. The telescope had just finished a remodel, and a ceremony was held to broadcast this message via FM radio. It was only sent one time, and many people believe that rather than an actual attempt at a conversation with extraterrestrials, it was more of a demonstration of the humans' technological achievements. Now, if you have a chance, take a look at the graphical representation of the 1,679 bits of data that were sent, and you can see that the resolution of the graphics is so low, it'd be very difficult for anyone, even those who sent it, to decipher. But who created this message? Well, it was Frank Drake, a then professor at Cornell University, who created the famous Drake equation. If you're not familiar, that's the equation that approximates the possible number of active communicative extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. It was really created more to create conversation than it was to make an accurate prediction. Anyway, Drake worked with Carl Sagan and others to create this message, which includes 7 parts. The numbers 1 to 10 in white, the atomic numbers of the elements hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and phosphorus, which make up deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA, in purple, the formulas for the chemical compounds that make up the nucleotides of DNA, in green, the estimated number of DNA nucleotides in the human genome, and a graphic of the double helix structure of DNA in white and blue, respectively, the dimension, physical height, of an average man, blue and white, a graphic figure of a human being in red, and the human population of Earth in white. A graphic of the solar system, including which of the planets the message is coming from, in yellow, and a graphic of the Arecibo radio telescope and the dimension, the physical diameter, of the transmitting antenna dish, in purple, white, and blue. And it was sent at a frequency of 2,380 megahertz at the M13 cluster, which is approximately 25,000 light years from Earth. That means that they should be getting it right about 25,000 years from now. In 2001, an answer showed up. Yeah, that's right, in a crop field near the Chilbolton Radio Telescope in Hampshire, the UK. A near replica of the message was created. This so-called Arecibo answer contained much of the same information, with the main focus of the chemical elements changing from carbon to silicon, and the image of the human being replaced with that of a kind of traditional alien, the one with the big head. Of course, this is all a hoax. As you may know, we do continue to search for extraterrestrial intelligence. That's kind of what SETI stands for. But the Arecibo telescope was decommissioned in November 19th, 2020, and collapsed a few weeks later on December 1st, 2020. Well, that's it for Overtime this week. If you're listening to this somewhere other than Earth, please remember to give us a rating or review.